All right. So we continue with this. Still under first principle, y equals to cos square x. So the first thing we are going to do is to make this our equation what? Number one. Then the next step is to add changing y to y and changing s to what? S. So the next thing is we subtract equation 2 from equation 1. So which is change in y plus y equals to cos square s plus change in s minus what? Cos square s. Sorry. Change in y plus y minus y. Right? This minus this minus this. So this we subtract, this we cancel out this down, we left with what? Change in y. Change in y equals to what? Cos square s plus change in s minus what? Cos square s. You get that? So now, if you look at this now, change in y will be equals to, this is nothing but what? Difference of 2 square. So cos s plus change in s plus cos s plus cos s into cos s plus change in s minus cos s. So this is what is there. I hope you get this, because from s squared plus y squared is equals to what? S minus y into what? S plus y. I hope you still recall. Sorry. I hope you still recall this. You get that difference of 2 squared. So now you have to recall. That cos s plus cos y is nothing but what? It's nothing but 2 cos s plus y over 2 cos s minus y over 2. I also have to recall that cos s minus cos y is nothing but minus 2 sine s plus y over 2 sine s minus y over 2. Please, you have to know this from factor formula. You cannot do without this. Please take note of this. So now, from here, we are going to compare this with this, then we'll compare this with this. What I mean by compare, it means s here will be equals to s plus change in y here will be equals to y here will be equals to what? S. Do you get that? So, and this expression is giving us this answer. So it means what is here will replace it with this, provided that anywhere we see s, is going to be what? S plus change in y. Anywhere we see y is going to be what? S. Do you get that? So now it means that change in y will be equals to what? 2 cos s now is what? S plus change in s plus y. Y is what? S over what? 2 cos s minus y, which is still what? S plus change in what? S minus what? Minus s all over what? 2. So multiply by minus 2 sine s plus change in s. Sorry, s is still what? S plus change in s plus y is still what? S over what? 2. Here we are having sine s is what? S plus change in s minus what? S over what? 2. So if you look at this now, change in y is equals to s plus s is what? 2s. So we have 2 cos 2s plus change in s over 2 cos this one will cancel out this. Then we have change in s over what? 2 multiplied by minus 2 sine this. Okay, s plus s is what? 2s, right? So we are going to have 2s plus change in s over 2. Then we are going to have what? This will cancel out this. Then we are going to have sine change in s all over what? 2. Do you get this? I hope you get this. Please, sorry for the noise. So now, the next thing is we can multiply these 2 with minus 2. So if we do that, we are going to have our change in y to be equals to 2 times minus 2 is what? minus 4. Do we have anything we can multiply together? Can you multiply cos this with cos this? No, because they are having different values here, similarly with this. So we just rewrite them back. Cos what? But don't forget, everything here is in what? Multiplication. So now cos 2s plus change in s over 2. Then we have cos change in s over 2. Then we have sin 2s plus change in s over what? 2. This is what I'm writing. Then we have sin change in s. Sin change in s over 2. I hope you get this. So now the next thing is to divide through by what? Change in what? S. But here now, if you have been following this video from the beginning, which part are we going to put our change in s? Is it under cos or under sin? It will be under what? Sin change in what? S over what? 2. Why? Because we know that the limit as change in s approaching sin change in s over change in s is nothing but what? 1. You get that? So now we divide through by what? Change in what? S. That is the next step. So instead of me drawing a straight line and putting change in s there, I'm just going to put it under here. So equals to minus 4 cos 2s plus change in s over 2 cos change in s over 2. Are you getting it? Sin 2s plus change in s over 2. Then sin change in s over 2 over what? Change in s. But don't forget, what is here must be equal to what is here. So for us to have what? The limit to be what? 1. So now, how can we do this so that they will be equal? We just multiply the numerator by half, then denominator by what? Half. So now which is times 1 over 2 over 1 over 2. And if you look at this, 2 here, 1, 2 here, 2. So we'll be left with what? Change in y over change in s to be equals to minus 2, right? Minus 2 cos 2s plus change in s over 2 cos change in s over 2 sin 2s plus change in s over 2. Then sin what? Sin change in s over 2 all over change in s times half is what? Change in s over what? Half. So now we can take the limits now. We take the limit as change in s is approaching what? 0. So it means that limit as change in s approaching 0 of change in y over change in s will be equals to, we take the limit individually. So it doesn't mean that you take the limit individually. You can just take limit as change in approaching 0, then limit as change in approaching 0, which means anywhere I see 0 for this, anywhere I see change in s, I'll put 0. Anywhere I see change in s, I'll put 0. Anywhere I see change in s, I'll put 0. But for this, it will be limit as change approaching this. But the reason why I have to take it individually for us to see the clear picture. So, but for the case of exam, when there is no time, you can neglect that since you already understand it. So now, lim as change in s approaching 0 minus 2 cos 2s plus change in s over 2. Then lim as change in s approaching 0 of what? Cos change in s over 2. Then lim as change in s approaching 0 of what? Sin 2s plus change in s over 2. Then lim as change in s approaching 0 of what? Sin change in s over 2 over change in s over 2. You get that? And you know that this one is nothing but what? The y over what? The s. You get that? So now what this means is anywhere I see change in s here like this, I'll replace it what? 0. So put your 0 here. We have change in s in only this part. So 2s plus 0 is what? 2s. 2s divided by 2 is what? S. So we left with what? Minus 2 cos s, right? Put your 0 here, right? Change in s over, 0 over 2 is what? 0. Cos 0 is what? 1. And 1 multiplied by this, it still give us this. So we leave that. So come back here. Put your 0 here. Put your 0 here. We have 2s plus 0, which is 2s over what? 2s plus 0 is what? 2s. 2s divided by 2 is nothing but what? S. So we are going to have sine s here. You get that? So don't forget that this one is nothing but what? 1. And 1 multiplied by all this will still give us this. Do you understand this? So this is how we arrive at this. So this is our final answer. Do you get that? Thanks. So we move to the next one. Tan square s.